Hi, my name is Jonathan Barker, and my presentation is going to be on how COVID-19 has affected school. You know what? I forgot to take off my mask. I'm sorry. My name is Jonathan Barker, and I'm going to be doing a presentation on how COVID-19 has affected school. Alright, so first off, the switch from classes to online. So, most classes have very different difficulty levels when it comes to the switch, because some classes can have easier criteria or criteria that's easier to complete with just an online course versus someone actually in front of you, talking to you, giving you that lecture every day. Second thing, all my notes used to be handwritten, but now, since some teachers wouldn't allow us to bring technology into the classrooms, now I can type my notes instead of having to handwrite some of them. So that's working in my favor very much. Also, location. I can be anywhere to do my online classes. Anywhere that has Wi-Fi, I can be there and I can do my classes there. I don't have to be at a building at a set time. Human interactions. Tutors, teacher aides, professors, all these things, I no longer get to see these people every day like I was able to, and I get to talk to them and really get that one-on-one from them that I was looking for signing up for in class instead of online. So that's been a big change for me. The relationships, the bonds that I've made with students, teachers, certain tutors, those are gone now. I don't have communication with those people anymore. I cannot talk to them. I cannot ask for help from them. I mean, it's really difficult. Tutors and tutoring sessions, those are extremely hard to find now. Yes, you have your courses through the school, but for that real one-on-one tutor that you're looking for, all those sessions are probably filled up. It's extremely difficult to find any open sessions for a tutor. And group work. Group work is a big thing because you have to meet together to discuss what you want to work with. And I've had classes where my group work was just flat out canceled because of altercations with not being able to meet up as a group together. Living arrangements. As far as I know, with UNT, all on-campus living is no longer available. Anyone that was living on campus now has to be off of campus. This is due to the pandemic, and that certain, we can't be next to each other. There's gotta be a 6-foot distance between each other, and it would just be a real hazard to have everybody in the dorm still doing what they're doing, or wherever you may be. Having to go home early. I know this is probably very upsetting for some kids because they like to live on their own. They like to do their own things. They like to, take care of themselves, make sure that everything's right for them instead of having, a parent or someone there that's telling them what to do. Just having a guardian, they'd rather be their own. And that's taken away from a lot of kids that have gone to these 4-year programs. Parents' rules. Once most kids go home, they're underneath their parents' roof now. So, you gotta abide by those rules that you were abiding by before you left. So that's gonna be a real switch. That's like a life-changing, you gotta change up your daily routines, what you're doing, certain things, they're not gonna be allowed anymore because of your parents' rules. Grades before the switch. Me personally, I had A, B's, and 1 C before the switch. And after the switch, a lot of classes I bombed because they were online, and a lot of my grades have gone down. I went from being an AB mostly to now being a BC student, so that's a struggle that I'm really having to deal with. But professors have a lot of leniency from what I've noticed. They understand the situation we're in, so there's certain things that they're gonna help us out with. They make sure that we can get the grade that we deserve, because if we're putting in the effort and the time, we should get that grade. It shouldn't be because of a confusion on assignment or a group difficulty that affects your grade because of the COVID-19. Last thing is technology. I've heard of kids having to buy completely new devices, new technology, because they were using the schools or they were borrowing somebody else's, laptop, certain hardware that they need for a course, and they no longer have access to that because they're at their home and they have to buy those materials. They have to go out of their way to get those materials. They have to ask for money from family, from parents, maybe even take out loans. So this has been a really difficult time for kids. Programs needed for certain courses has been a big thing for me because I'm in engineering, and I had to download a huge program called SolidWorks, and that was very difficult. I had to get Windows on my Mac. I only have a MacBook, so I had to get Windows on there, and that was a difficult process for me. And then I had to download SolidWorks, which is a whole nother deal. And it was difficult for me. And then last but not least is Wi-Fi connection. This can completely alter your college career. I mean, if you do not have Wi-Fi, you're not going to be able to do these online courses. And that's a huge deal for some kids. I mean, some kids don't have the money or the tools to get this Wi-Fi. So, I mean, it's a struggle that people are having to deal with. And that concludes my presentation. Thank you for listening.